Now, I'm going to turn away from Exodus and turn to Numbers. In our culture, we're always at risk of being the leader entitled unto privilege. And if there's one thing you learn in the biblical story, I don't know about in other stories, biblical leadership usually comes with a servant's mantle, not with all the privileges of that are often associated with high levels of leadership in our sort of corporate culture. So Numbers 11. The rabble, so Numbers, Exodus through pretty much the end of Deuteronomy is how the whole Exodus and the move into freedom and the promised land takes place, just as a refresher. And so I'm just lifting up stories that are happening in the midst of that sort of narrative. The rabble with them began to crave other food. They were tired of those tasty energy bars, called manna. And again the Israelites started wailing. The words are getting better. Wailing. That's even better than Carol's whining, though I prefer, in Hebrew, it's being a pain in the neck. And said, "If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost. Also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, and blue cheese dressing, and sourdough bread, and Cabernet, and I know it came at a high cost, but at least we have it. But now we've lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna." This is a great story. Skipping to verse 10. Moses heard the people, every family wailing, each at the entrance to his tent. And the Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? All I wanted to do was lead them to freedom. That seemed like an easy enough job." The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you?" In verse 31. Now a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea. It brought them down all around the camp to about 3 feet above the ground, as far as a day's walk in any direction. All that day and night, and all the next day, the people went out and gathered quail. No one gathered less than 10 homers. I don't have a clue. Then they spread them out all around the camp. But while the meat was still between their teeth. Isn't that great? When the meat was still between their teeth, before it could be consumed, the anger of the Lord burned against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. Therefore the place was named Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who had craved other food. And from Kibroth the people traveled to Hazeroth and stayed there. So God provides, but it's not that he doesn't bring a little discipline along with it. And the people are not satisfied with what they've got. They have new understandings of blessings that they didn't have just weeks and months before, but they quickly are dissatisfied. You don't even close your eyes anymore when I kiss you. Righteous brothers. Thank you, Carol. But the whole notion of this is the fickleness of our affections, the fickleness of our enthusiasm. They're like the morning dew. And these themes just keep coming up over and over again. The people prayed. Why doesn't God hear our prayers? God hears our prayers. God provides them the manna. And like all of us, then what makes this story vibrant is we know this is us. I'm bored. This is us. Chapter 14. I'm going to pick up at 26. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "How long will this wicked community grumble against me? I've heard their complaints of these grumbling Israelites. So tell them, as surely as I live, declares the Lord, I will do to you the very thing I heard you say. In this desert your bodies will fail, every one of you, 20 years old or more who is counted in the sentence and who has grumbled against me, no one of you will enter the land I swore with uplifted hand to make your home, except Caleb and Joshua. So God says, this is enough. By the way, this is a troubling story, and I don't have time to go through it to the depth of the theological depth of the story, because I'm looking for leadership issues. But God holds them accountable, and God says, that's it. I'm done. My grace will be manifest in a different way to a different generation. But you have passed over. And so I will still deliver my people. I will still deliver you into the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey. But we need to clean house here. And so you're not going to go. This generation will not go except Caleb and Joshua. Your name is Moses. What's going on in your head?
My name wasn't mentioned. I'm not going.
Did you hear that? It's a troublesome story. And the trouble's not over yet. But Moses is still trying to scratch his head saying, now what was it that I did wrong here? Turn with me to Deuteronomy 1. Brad and Skip, you're ineligible. What does Deuteronomy mean? What does the word mean?
Law?
Huh? Law, correct. Nomos is law. What's deutero? Second law. Why second law? Remember, Moses went up on the mountain, he came down with the 3 tablets, dropped one of them, it became not the 15, but no, that's Mel Brooks, sorry. Okay. So, Moses comes down, he's got 2 tablets. He's got 2 tablets, he gives them the law, but when he gets down, he finds that they're making golden calves and all that sort of stuff. And so God says, boy, you know, I've had it with you people. And so he raises up now this second generation, and before they possess, and Joshua leads them into Canaan, he gives the law a second time, because it came first in Exodus. The second time, the second giving of the law is Deuteronomy, and he said one more time, here's the clean slate, let's go. And away they go. So we're now in Deuteronomy 1, verse 37. Because of you, the Lord became angry with me also, and said, you shall not enter it either. But your assistant Joshua, son of Nun, will enter it. Encourage him, because he will lead Israel to enter it. And the little ones that you said would be taken captive, your children who do not yet know good from bad, who do not... Okay. They will enter the land. I will give it to them, and they will take possession of it. So Moses stands up before the people that he's been leading for a generation, and he says, y'all get ready, because you're going in, but I'm not. Deuteronomy 1.